The brothers.
It's garage sale season. Yes! Congratulations, everybody. We made it.
We're here.
Oh, man. There's so many people I want to thank. I don't even know where to start.
You know, in some parts of the country, they've already had their garage sales. This is our first real weekend.
It's officially underway. Yeah. That's Brother Phil, by the way. I'm Brother Andy. We go out separately, and we come back and we compare our finds. Today was awesome. It was a great start to the season. I don't even know where to begin. Where do I begin?
Bring it out.
I'm just so excited that it's garage sale season. I can't even contain myself.
Let's watch your footage first.
Let's watch my footage.
You don't have footage of everything. We'll show the footage.
My battery ran out. My battery in my spy cam ran out about halfway through my day. I hit so many sales today. My battery couldn't keep up. So the last half of my day, I got nothing. But I got some footage. So let's take a look.
Okay, this is on. Okay, so my dad lost one of his clothes for flying it. Let me see. No. Looking for wonderful surprises.
That is a hard pass right there.
All right.
So my first find, these were just sitting out. I didn't have to ask for them. Of course, I did ask, hey, what else you got? But they didn't have anything else. $2 each for some pretty decent Wii U titles. Really good condition.
Hey, Wii U is now retro, right? It's a generational.
It is. Yeah. It's. When did Wii U come out? 2012.
Yeah. All right.
7 years ago. That's wild. Anyway, I'm starting to see more Wii U stuff. The system itself didn't sell very well, so we're never going to see as much as we do, like Wii, for example. But we're starting to see more and more of it, so I'm pretty excited. That was my first find of the day. That's a no-brainer for $2 each. I mean, come on, man. I'll do that all day long.
All day. Still found a lot of cool stuff, so let's see it.
Yeah, I have some miscellaneous footage of just some overpriced garbage and some interesting stuff.
What else did you find? Show us.
Tomb Raider on Xbox One, and the only reason I grabbed this is because it's brand new. Like,
crazy.
I don't know. It was $2.
Crazy.
It's weird to find so much brand new stuff at garage sales. I can't figure out why this happens so frequently.
I see it too. Why? Like, open it. And you know what? This is a really great game.
It is.
I really love this game. I've been all the way through it twice, actually. I'll probably go through it again at some point. Really, really just absolutely killed Tomb Raider. I think really for the first time, because it was they were still, even in the Xbox 360 generation, these Tomb Raider games were just, they had a clunkiness to them that they hadn't yet worked out those kinks. And then when it got to this generation, they nailed it. This game is awesome. The very next Tomb Raider game that they made was also awesome, which was Rise of the Tomb Raider. And then they made Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and I feel like it overstayed its welcome.
And don't talk to me about Tomb Raider 1 and 2 and the Dreamcast Tomb Raider. Unplayable. Unplayable. I'm sorry. If you like those games, knock yourself out.
Something's wrong with you if you enjoy those games.
Those camera angles and trying to work around and trying to move around.
Do you enjoy stabbing yourself repeatedly in the stomach with a sharp knife, too? I don't know. Something's wrong. What else did you find?
Anyway, so I don't have footage of this because my battery was long
How many sales did you hit today?
A lot. So I went to a neighborhood I normally avoid because I don't like the demographics. It's really kind of trendy, hipstery neighborhood. Everything is designer everything and crate and barrel everything, and they don't have a lot of video game stuff. I usually avoid this neighborhood, but they're having a big community sale today, and it was the biggest one that I could find. There weren't a whole lot of yard sales other than that today. Surprisingly, I expected to find more. So I went there kind of reluctantly, and this stuff was sitting out at about 10:30 a.m.
Oh, kidding me.
So there were other games mixed in, and they weren't any good. But I grabbed Mario Maker, Paper Mario, and then Smash Brothers Brawl. $1 a piece for all 3 of these.
Oh,
so,
man. This game has held its value pretty well. I'm kind of wondering, they are making a sequel for the Switch. I'm wondering how well this game will continue to hold its value.
I think it holds value because there are a lot of great fan-made levels, and this is the only way to play
That's
them,
true.
is to own this. I don't know.
know.
Anyway, $1 a piece for these.
Yeah.
That was a great score.
Great score.
Anyway.
What else?
So this was my last score of the day. I walk in and I see a guitar for like Guitar Hero kind of thing, and I'm like, okay, there's my in right there.
Yep.
You always want an in. That's it. Anything video game related. So I said, hey, you got any games? And he kind of thinks for a minute, and I'm like, PlayStation 2, that kind of thing. Oh yeah, I do. So he runs in, he comes out, and he grabs a big pile, Xbox 360, PlayStation 2. Some of them were just disc only, but they're pretty decent games. I got a Mega Man X4, a Spyro game, Bomberman World, Crash Team Racing, and Croc 2 for PlayStation 1, all disc only.
And those are all well-loved games, too.
They're great games.
Yeah.
And they're in really good shape, especially for disc only. A lot of times if you find a game without a case, it's scratched beyond recognition, but these are actually pretty good. So.
Awesome.
And then we had some games. Dark Cloud 2, Spyro, Final Fantasy 12, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Diablo. I think this is shovelware.
I think that's our first shovelware of the season. What do we do with shovelware?
What do we do with shovelware?
Yeah.
Boom! I just about took down the light.
Careful there.
Whew. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think you wanted $2 a piece for all these, so I said sure. I gave the guy like $20 bill, and I walked away with it. So that was my day. Right here, I spent $1 to $2 per game altogether on all this stuff. So I'm pretty happy with it.
Not bad.
First garage sale day of the year. I'll take it. What did you find, Brother Phil? So wait, let's give a recap from last year. Last year, Brother Phil had 2 epic, once-in-a-lifetime-y caliber of finds, right?
I did, yeah.
A lot of Super Nintendo and NES titles. And each of those finds contained a really, really valuable game. And I jokingly said, was it last week or the last video we did? Like, you're going to have to find 3 of those this year to break your record. Well, that might not have been a joke because he's off to a pretty good start. Let's see what Brother Phil got.
All right, let's roll tape.
Morning. You wouldn't have any video game stuff that you're gonna sell, would you?
Not at this point.
Okay.
What kind?
All kinds. I'm building this game room, and so I'm trying to find like old stuff and Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation.
Oh, we have a Super Nintendo, but that's my favorite.
Oh, is it? That's my favorite too. Do you have any games that you'd be willing to?
Let me go take a look.
This would
Yeah.
look great in your game room.
Can write messages.
So, don't be offended if I
Well, that's
say
a
no.
64 though.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
but I have a Super Nintendo.
Cool.
Clearly, I haven't taken this out.
Do you ever play it anymore?
We bought a mini one.
Oh yeah,
for my
they've
dad.
got all these games.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not anything. Well, let's see.
Man, these are really cool.
Oops. I really don't care about Scooby-Doo. So these, I know they're kind of old looking, but These 6 I would be willing to give.
Okay, how much?
10? I don't know what they're worth, so 10 would be good.
I'll give you 10.
Okay.
There you go. What about those Game Boy games?
Let's see. I don't even have a Game Boy anymore, to be honest with you.
Oh, well. I'm glad I asked. This is why I always ask.
Right?
People don't think to bring it up.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. So
Can I see them real quick?
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
even know if I need any of them. I don't know. Can I give you $5 for this?
Sure.
All right. What else you got?
That is it.
Well, thank you. This is
Yeah,
awesome.
of course.
I'm excited. Thank you so much. Yeah, you too. Thanks. Well, hopefully we got footage because at that sale over there, just got these games, another copy of Earthbound. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? How is this possible? How does this keep happening to me? How does this keep happening to me?
All right, so y'all are gonna hate me.
Can you
but
believe this guy?
I found another Earthbound.
People are gonna stop believing us. They're gonna be like,
That's what I said last year.
I-
I don't know. This one actually has a little bit of a label issue on the top. Other than that, it just needs to be cleaned. It's in pretty good shape. Other than that, Earthbound just keeps going up in value. It was like $190 on price charting the last time I saw it for a loose copy. I couldn't believe it. She brought out these Super Nintendo games, and she opened up the box, and she like uncovered something, and this is the first game I saw. I mean, first sale of the season for me, 8 o'clock in the morning. First sale I get to, and the first game I see is Earthbound.
Unbelievable.
And I was out of words. She started making a pile of Super Nintendo games. I initially thought that this was the pile that she didn't want to sell. It turns out it was the pile that she did want to sell. She wanted to hold on to 2 games, Yoshi's Island and Super Mario All-Stars. And you know what? I was okay with that. I would have loved to have those games, but I already have them, and they're not terribly valuable. So
did you throw out like a $20 bill for just those 2 games at the very end? Just
No, I
a Hail
didn't.
Mary kind of thing?
I didn't. I was so excited for this.
Yeah.
So she takes this pile, and as you can see in the footage, I paid $10 for it. Well, we'll go through the games real quick. Obviously, Earthbound, Mario Paint,
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo, SimCity. We already talked about that.
I love
Great
SimCity.
game. Top Gear. I've never played it. Contra 3, The Alien Wars.
Nice.
I freaking love this game.
It's my favorite Contra game of all. The first Contra and Super Contra for NES were just too hard without the code. They just were.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe there were some kids out there that were able to devote 1,000 hours of their lives to beat those games without the codes. But I couldn't do it. They were just too hard. Contra 3 was doable without codes.
Yep. Now, it had a difficulty setting. The harder difficulty setting will really destroy you.
Sure.
It's NES hard. But the lower difficulty setting, I beat it when
It's
I was
so
a kid,
fun.
and it's so
It's
fun.
co-op. Back then, there weren't a
it's
whole lot.
so fun.
There weren't a whole lot of co-op games at that time.
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, I love Contra 3. It's
It's-
one of my favorite Super Nintendo games of
Oh,
all
yeah.
time. It's
I,
so good.
I agree completely. So, she threw out the first number. Obviously, I was prepared to pay quite a bit for this stack.
Yeah.
But get them to throw out the first number.
Yes.
She threw out the first number. She said $10. I handed her the cash immediately. Now, obviously, I saw more stuff that I wanted to negotiate for, but hand them that cash when it comes to something like this.
Yes.
Make that transaction. Now this is mine,
Yep.
right? If some dumpy guy comes walking down the driveway behind me,
Comic book guy
Yeah,
from The Simpsons.
exactly,
Yeah.
and then he starts seeing everything. Well, then these aren't mine yet.
You're
but
screwed,
Make them yours immediately. So that's why I handed her the cash. She didn't want to sell the N64. She told me she only had one game, and it was Zelda, and it was her favorite game of all time. And I was like, you know what? I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I saw some Game Boy games. As you can see, she told me that she didn't even have a Game Boy. So I got these Game Boy games for $5. Tetris, nah, everybody has Tetris. Alleyway,
I like Alleyway. That
I
was a
put
fun
a
game.
ton of hours into Alleyway as a
Yeah.
kid. Quicks?
Kicks?
Or is it Kicks?
Kix was the breakfast cereal, right?
Well, it starts with a Q, though.
But
I
there's
don't
no
know.
U in it. How do you pronounce this game?
Somebody tell us how to pronounce
I don't know
this
how to
game.
pronounce it.
Tiny Toon something Babs something or other. And then Game Boy Color games, Dragon Warrior 1 and 2.
Nice.
Nice. Nice game to find. Metal Walker. It's a Konami game. It's probably a $20 loose title. And then Quest, Brian's Journey.
Who's
Never
Brian?
heard of this game.
I don't know who Brian is.
These three games
He
are
has a
all... he does have a journey. These are all $15 to $20 games each, these Game Boy Color games. Really rare to find like valuable Game Boy Color games outside of Pokemon. So I was really happy to find that. $5 for this whole stack. So I paid $15, and this is the only video games I found all day. But I was the rest of the day I was so happy. Every time I went to a sale and I didn't find anything, I just got back in my car and I just thought, well, there's Earthbound sitting in my trunk, so I don't know. All in all, it was a pretty good day.
I love having that first sale to be such a great score because it takes the pressure off the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can garage sale without this, pressure hanging over you. Like, oh crap, I'm gonna get skunked today. Like, it's such a terrible feeling. But when you start off with Contra 3 and Earthbound, the rest of the day is just like,
Oh man, I tell you what. So. Obviously, I already own most of these games, so I will be selling them to recoup my costs.
Sure.
I don't know. Does anyone need a copy of Earthbound? I'd probably go, obviously, less than eBay on it. I don't know. Hit me up on Instagram or Twitter if you're interested in buying it. I need to clean it and test it, and I'll probably replace the battery, so I don't know. Hit me up if you're interested.
So how'd you guys do this weekend? Are you as excited as we are for garage sale season? I just love the fact that every Saturday for the rest of the summer is going to be garage sales. Mm-hmm. Like, even if the weather's bad, there are enough community sales where they will have yard sales, even if the weather's bad. They have all these awnings and covers over their driveways, or you just go into their garage or whatever. I love it. This is the best time of the year right now.
So happy.
We've been waiting all winter for this. All winter long.
And I just keep dreaming about, like, walking into a garage and someone's like, oh yeah, I've got a giant pile of TurboGrafx games and Magical Chase and we didn't even open it. Like, all these things just run through my mind. But you know what? All of that is possible.
Yep.
It is possible.
I sit at work all week at my desk just daydreaming. I don't know. Right? I can't even get any work done in the summertime. That's crazy. I'm just like staring at my screen, daydreaming about finding an Earthbound.
I don't have to dream about it. And one of the things that I love about video games that I've always loved is because, walking through this adventure, walking through an adventure like Earthbound or Zelda or Skyrim is something you cannot do in real life.
Yeah.
You cannot cast a magical spell on an enemy in real life. You cannot steal a helicopter and fly it up to your house and then steal your neighbor's car in Grand Theft Auto. You can't do that in real life. I'm just going to go ahead and say you can't do that in real life. You can do that in a video game.
Yeah.
And in garage sales, finding an amazing stack of Neo Geo or TurboGrafx 16 or something really obscure, it's possible.
Yep.
It can be done. That stuff, it's out there. I'm telling you. I know it's out there. I found it. You found it. And there's nothing more exciting than that. It's almost like actually being in an Earthbound game. That level of excitement and that level of awesomeness exists. It's actually there. I love garage sales.
Do you remember when you were a kid and you had a family trip to Disneyland planned the night before? How you would sleep?
You wouldn't sleep.
You wouldn't sleep.
No.
That's how I am on Friday night during garage sale season. I just sit there sleeping with a smile on my face. I fall asleep like that. I can't even sleep. It's so...
I know, my alarm clock went off this morning at like 6 something, and it's like the blanket just comes right off, and I'm just like, hello, day.
The birds are chirping. That cartoon music plays.
Yep. It's amazing.
Glorious time.
Tell us what you found. We could talk about this all day, how excited we are, but it's early May still.
Man.
We've got months ahead of us of nothing but garage sales, and I don't know, maybe I will find 3 Earthbounds this year.
Dude, you're on pace for it.
I'm on pace.
Yep.
Alright, guys.
Cool.
Until next time.
The end.